or you go to Jalan Raya tu, WAF tu dia macam polis lah. If the police set roadblock and then everyone cannot go. Dia awak kena tunggu lah, tunggu sampai tunggu. Not you can just say roadblock. Traffic light. Traffic light. More easy example. Traffic light, WAF like a traffic light. When the WAF is closed, then it mean that red light lah. Red light, lampu merah awak tak boleh gerak kan. Semua kereta kena tunggu dekat belakang lampu merah. Hanya lampu hijau awak boleh bergerak. So when the WAF open is equal to lampu hijau lah, the green light, and then the blood can flow. So these are the three things you must know: pressure, volume, and the WAF. Which WAF is closed, which WAF is open, you need to know these three key things. If you already confuse these three things, you don't know then cannot lah. Okay, so far clear? I think clear, right? Okay. Now we will go to one by one. What happened to ultrasystole? What happened to ventricle systole? And what happened to ventricle diastole? Okay. Okay. Ultrasystole. Okay. Ultrasystole meaning, I already mentioned, systole is what? Systole is contract, right? So meaning that at this time, both atrium is contract. The muscle in the at the atrium chambers is contract. Okay. So when this ultra is contract, what happened? First thing happen, I already mentioned about the pressure. Okay, so in the pressure of the ultra now is very high lah. Because why? Because the volume of the ultra is low, is decreased. The volume of the ultra now is decreased, and then the pressure of the ultra now is increased. It's increased. Why? Because now the space of the heart is small. The space of these ultra chambers are small now. Because you know that contract is like this, right? Contract dia macam awak kena buat macam kuat sikit. So why it like this? Because they need to make sure that the blood from the pulmonary vein or pulmonary vein for the left atrium, and also the blood from the vena cava is all the blood will flow into the ventricle. So all the blood, they need to make sure that all the blood now is go to the ventricle part. So meaning that the every valve are open. The ultraventricular valve are forced to open because the pressure inside the ultra is very high. So it is too high until it forces the every valve to open. So when every valve is open, so all the blood from the ultra will go to the ventricle parts. So left atrium will go to the left ventricle, right atrium will go to the right ventricle. So to fill up the blood in the ventricle. Okay, so once as ventricle fill, ultraventricular valve will hence limply into ventricle. So ultra contact will forcing additional blood into ventricle. So the main function is to make sure all the blood inside, all the blood in the ultra is already enter ventricle until it is full. When it is full, later it will go to the next stage. So this main function is to make sure that the blood in the left atrium and right atrium go to the left ventricle and right ventricle respectively until the blood in the ventricle are totally full. So this is the function of the ultrasystole. So in ultrasystole, the key things is you need to know is first, the volume of the ultra chambers are decreased, and then the pressure are increased, and third thing is the AV valve are open. Fourth thing is the blood is pass through from the atrium to the ventricle. So these four things. happen inside the ultrasystole. Okay, so this is about the ultrasystole. And then next, okay, next phase is about ventricular systole, meaning that it is the time that ventricle contract. Okay, once the blood from the ultra already enter into the ventricle, and then the blood in the ventricle is already full, then your AV valve will be closed. AV valve will be closed now. And then at the same time, your ultra pressure now is decreased, start to decrease. Ultra pressure decrease, and then the ultra volume increase now. Okay. Okay. At the same time, so all of the things is happening at the same time. At the same time, your ventricle walls, the cardiac muscle between the surrounding the ventricles are starting to contract. Okay, so when they contract, they will pump the blood, like the left ventricle will pump the blood to all part of the body, right? And then the right ventricle will pump to the blood into the lung, right? So this one will cause the semilunar valve to open. So if you see here, I think this one they not mention. Here. Yeah, you will force the semilunar valve to open. So the ventricle will start to contract, and then once it is contract, it will pump the blood and then push the blood upward, and then will force the semilunar valve to open. Dia akan menyebabkan semilunar valve ni akan terus buka karena pressure dia terlalu tinggi sangat. So now your ventricle pressure is very high, and then the volume is decreased. So this is what happened in ventricular systole. And then once the pumping happen, you will hear got sound we known as loop sound. Loop sound, LUB, loop sound. Loop sound. Why? Because of this valve, this tricuspid valve. Because this tricuspid valve, when it is closed, you will heard this sound. You heard this sound one, loop sound. Dia tutup, awak akan dengar loop sound ni bunyi. So ini very important. You need to know. In examination, maybe you ask you when the loop sound is produced, ventricular systole, it will produce a loop sound. When it is produced or why it is produced. Kenapa dia ada suara ni. So you need to know lah. So ventricular systole is the key cardiac cycle, key role in cardiac cycle. So what happened is when first thing is you need to know is when the blood is already fulfilled in the both ventricles, then the AV valve will be closed. Every valve will be closed. So when they are closing, they will produce loud sound. Okay, this first thing. Second thing is the ultra pressure will decrease, and then the volume will increase. Okay. Third thing is now your ventricle muscle now starting to systole now. So when it is starting to systole, meaning that your volume of ventricle will decrease, and then your pressure of ventricle will increase. So this one will cause the blood in the ventricle push upward, and then pump the blood for left ventricle will pump the blood to whole body, and then for right ventricle will pump the blood to the lung, and then this one will force the semilunar valve to open. So this is the things happen in ventricular systole. Okay. Next. Okay, so I think everyone is clear. So if everyone not clear, please ask in the chat box. Okay. Next, I will explain the last phase is about ultra and ventricular diastole. So this is the phase that all the chambers are relaxed, totally relaxed at all. So the key point is that the semilunar valve is closed now. So when the semilunar valve is closed, it will produce another sound we call as duct sound. DUP, duct sound. The second sound that it will be produced. So this